Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. I'm Big B. So we got the Oxidean Marine Dominator on the block. Okay, running an xlx2. And I used to actually run this motor, this 2080 CM for speed. It's a great motor in this boat. I've gotten 91 miles per hour with this motor. 91. With a 2080 kV 4060 CM. That was on 8S. This is actually my fastest motor on 6S, which is like 89, I think. So I put this motor in. Nope, this motor. This is a 1400 kV CM motor. It's a 4070. A little bit bigger than my 91 mile per hour previous motor. And my best with this motor is also 91 miles per hour. So I got my fastest speed with the 2080 kV on 8S with an 45 millimeter prop. I got my fastest speed with the 1400 kV on 8S with a 52 millimeter prop. Both of these motors are exactly the same speed on this boat. Isn't that crazy? 1400 kV, 52 millimeter prop, 1.8 pitch, 45 millimeter prop, 1.6 pitch, or maybe it was 1.7 pitch. Either way, same speed, low kV and high kV, right? So we're gonna put a 1520 kV 4070 in. Okay, now this is just a regular motor. It's not a special wrap or anything like that. It's just a regular 1520 kV. I used to run this in my Blackjack 42, 96 mile per hour motor in my 42. Yeah. So, it's actually got an 8 millimeter shaft, just like the other 4070. So, I was running this OCTURA in this boat. In my Blackjack 42, I actually run that 3-piece TFL coupler. Okay, that's a good coupler right there. But this one right here, I actually had it slip the other day. It slipped my last outing, right? Or a few outings back, it slipped. I tightened it down and it was fine. So I actually decided to go with a TFL coupler. So 8 millimeter to 0.187. Okay. You would think that the OCTURA would be a better coupler because it has more of a bite. You know what I'm saying? But I'm actually finding that the TFL offshore electrics coupler actually has a little bit better bite to it. Now, I mean, I've broken these nuts on this coupler. I've had these nuts strip out. So yeah, you know, I use my boats a lot, man. Especially some of them, I use them all the time. Like I don't just let them shit. I mean, I do let them. I can't say that anymore because I do have so many boats that a lot of them sit on the shelf. But I run the hell out of my boats, you know. So I use a lot of couplers, right? And like I said, those TFLs are pretty good. The Pro boat, the TFL is definitely an upgrade to Pro boat. A lot of times the TFL coupler is pretty much a direct, or an offshore electrics brand. It's pretty much a direct fit, you know, to the Pro boat couplers. I wouldn't mess with the eddy couplers. I've had bad luck with these eddies. These are no good, in my opinion. The ones I've used, they just don't bite good, you know. Hell, I'd rather use one of these than an eddy coupler, right? While we're talking about couplers, right? Mark's Boat Works from Australia, he actually sent me a little goodie box with some new couplers for me to try out. So Marks, thank you for sending my goodie box. He actually 3D printed me a GNSS case, which is actually pretty cool. I think this is like his third rendition. It's got some arrow on it. Come the heck on, right? You epoxy the post onto your hull, okay? And well, you drill a hole and then you epoxy the post on the inside, and then you have these little standoffs sticking out. You tape up your box, boom, and you actually just bolt it down. Come on, right? So this is really what I wanted to show you, okay? These are some, I think you find these on AliExpress. So Cozy RC. Cozy, I'm going to give you a shout out, man. Y'all check him out. He's got some nice, like, wooden boats he designs and sells. He also turned the boating community on to these, I think we'll refer to them as a C12 or an ER8. Maybe an ER8. That's your numbers there. This ER8 COLLET is for like CNC machines, right? So they're actually designed to a tight tolerance so they can spin up really high RPM, and you can put different bits in, right? So a lot of guys have been running this 5mm on some of their boats, right? The cool thing about them, it's a 3-piece collet, right? So you actually have 5mm motor. You could put a 4mm insert or a 3/16 insert in. I think it's 4mm or 5mm. So this may actually work for a 4mm cable, a 150 cable, or a .187. Pretty sure. Because a .150 is like almost the same size as a 4mm, just a little bit bigger, so it might actually fit. So the design of it, it's like it's kind of like a low profile collet. It's kind of long, so you actually get a lot of the motor shaft in here, and it should keep everything straight and true. You know, low rotational mass. You know, it's not a big diameter like the OCTURA, right? So you should be able to spin this coupler up a little bit harder, faster than some of your other like common couplers you can get your hands on, right? Because it's a little diameter, you know, low rotational mass, and you shouldn't get a whole lot of vibration, right? So I think you get it at AliExpress. Like I said, I don't have a link. I will try to find one for you. If you have a link and you want to include it in the comments, please do, right? So yeah, I just wanted to include this. Marks, thank you for the little goodie box. I appreciate it, and I will be putting that stuff to use here shortly. Unfortunately, I can't use this coupler on this build because we have an 8mm shaft to .187, right? So we'll have to use it for something else. But thank you. I just wanted to show you guys that it's always good to have options, right? This motor mount right here, it's always been a pain to get to, right? Always been kind of a pain. Trying to tighten down and loosen this up with a L wrench. It's kind of time consuming to say the least. So what I did, or what I have done, is I have 2 or 3 of these for different boats. I'll actually cut down these bits right here substantially, right? And I actually put it in my flex driver here. It's about wore out, but I put a wrench on it. Not because I used a wrench to tighten anything down. It's just a perfect handle to get into these little tight places, you know? See that? You can like maneuver it real easy without having to get in there with your fingers, you know? So what I do, I'm gonna try to get you in here. It's already tightened down, but this wrench allows me to snap that little bit on there. Boom, and I can loosen it up, tighten it up, boom, in this little confined place with that short bit. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the ticket, really. You know, it really is. Instead of having to do this number here, and I just use my L wrench to tighten them, to get them good and tight, right? my last little turn on them. And we got that bad boy in there. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I may actually resolder. Actually, it needs to be. I don't know. It looked pretty good. I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. I was gonna solder it, but it looks good. So I'm gonna get all the wires hooked up and cool and run. Let's go. All right, so we got the Dominator out here at the speed run spot. I do not have my GPS. We got that 1520 kV 4070 in, so we're gonna run the boat. We're gonna run the boat. Just gonna do some ovals. I got a 545 OCTURA on. Let's go. Yeah, I left my GPS. I'm gonna drop this trim tab down a little bit. I lifted it up before I left the house. I'm just gonna drop it down just a hair here. Just a hair. Let's see what that does. Oh, that's better. I got some 4,000 milliamp packs in here. And it's real light right now, which is good. Yeah, it's nice. Never lift challenge, baby. Yeah, she's real bow light. See how she's wanting to lift up, but she's kind of staying down. We got another set of packs with me too, 6,500. So you guys will see the difference in a light pack and a heavy pack, right? I got her running real loose right now. This Dominator, she's actually like known for running real wet. You know, I like mine running loose as hell, like you see. A little too loose for my liking right now though, right? A little too loose. Let's check it out here. Let's check it out. I do feel a little warmth on the canopy here. Hopefully we don't have a smoke show. I doubt it. This motor right here, I've run it in the Blackjack 42 with this prop for, yeah, it's not hot. It's not hot at all. Lukewarm. $113, $124, and literally just pulled it out. Let's check the batteries here, because it could be the batteries. They're only 4,000 milliamp, and it's the first time I ever run them in this boat. They're a little warm but not hot. A little bit low milliamp. Oh, okay, so just, well, I must have the voltage protection on. I thought I disabled it. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it left me stranded though. That's odd. Yeah, that's odd. That's so odd. So let's throw the 6500s in and see what happens here, because I want to definitely see what's going on. You know, it just stopped working, like, for no reason, right? 4,000 versus the 6,500. you know. Oh, so I'll show you where the CG is here. Okay, with this pack, and then I remember exactly because it was right in line with this antenna through hole. It was back here with the 4000s, right? So that's where it was with the 4000s. This is where it was with the 6500s, okay? Running real loose. It should be a little more settled in the water now. Yeah, see that? A lot more settled with the CG forward 1/4 inch, you know? Ooh, that's pretty. Make sure I'm filming. A lot more settled with the CG forward just a little bit. Maybe not. That's funny. More settled, boom! Liquid rails, baby. Oh! Let's go get it. Run right into that wind. Wind's coming. It's coming from this direction right here. Yeah, she's running real good. Yeah, this is the self-riding Dom. I don't use the self-riding. I removed the flood tamer battery tray and everything, you know. Got a little chine walk there, doing a cha-cha. It's okay. Oh! We actually flipped it a couple of times. That's kind of odd. It was a little more planted, but then again, it would actually catch an edge and kind of nose in a little bit more. So that was weird. This is a M series 545. You know, a little bit of water in the boat. So the motor. Ooh. 152, 144, operating range, and oh, it looks like our strap come off. Yeah, so our batteries were shuffling around. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, okay. They were moving around in here, you know. All right. Let's check the voltage. 380, 378. Okay, so that was good. We brought it back into perfect time. Batteries are storage charged, basically. Yep. 378. So yeah, we flipped it. We didn't flip it the first time with the 3000s. A big difference in weight, you know, big difference in weight, right? Boat seemed a little more planted with the heavier packs, but we did actually nose her in and flip the boat. So the lighter pack, she was a little looser, but I think it was a little more predictable with the 6500s, most definitely. It did want to flip and stuff here and there, but it's fine. I was just happy to get the boat out, you know, test out this this motor. Second run, we're a little bit warmer temp, around 140s. When I pulled it out, 149, 150. So she was a little warmer, but other than that, it was a good run. I was actually happy, right? Always fun to get out and do ovals, you know, like an oval bash. Always fun. change it up every now and then instead of doing speed runs constantly. Change it up a little bit. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.